Hello, listeners. My name is narrator and Proxyopolist Protempore. This podcast was listened to episode number 9 in its series, maybe best described as a free-form conversation that takes place within the abstract chambers of a fictitious Proxyopoly system. Specifically, a satirical elaboration of absurdist black words in which no human being ought to take our consideration seriously. Unless a friendly game of Proxyopoly would appear to make any mock proxy nameless mock beneficial owners mock underlying use discourse. Even in the aforementioned circumstances within this fictitious Proxyopoly system will present itself such ways to facilitate outside considerations in favor of non-fictional procurement, with specific regard to making actual proxy motion and actual underlying use discourse, kindly conference with the sustainability officer and ask for proxy variable within its public health is right for you with your Proxyopoly.
And without further delay, we are back to the Game of Proxyopoly podcast. Welcome back, all you bulls and bears and betas out there, to this fictitious Proxyopoly system we call the Game of Proxyopoly podcast. I'm the Jackal of Trades, and with me as ever to deliberate these absurdist buzzwords in a satirical manner is the irrepressible Proxy Zero.
Oh, Jackal, our host needn't a further introduction in this fictitious Proxyopoly system. But yes, it's me, Proxy Zero, Proxyopolist Protempore of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated. Here to settle the scores between my foe, the Jackal of Trades, Proxy Pundit, on behalf of the Jackal of the General Partner at Large.
Don't introduce yourself just yet, Proxy Zero. In this fictitious hostile takeover for Cosmic Crunch cereal by Clown Corp, appropriately referred to as the Tender Offer Uncensored.
Oh, Jackal, you couldn't mean specifically the Tender Offer Uncensored for Cosmic Crunch cereal by Clown Corp. Well, welcome aboard. At the call of the Proxyopolist Protempore aboard this fictitious Proxyopoly system, it is a pleasure to cover this settlement of scores with the addition of our latest segment, the Proxy Pundit.
Oh, it once again pains me just how right you are, Proxy Zero. Within the proxy context of the proxy content submitted to this fictitious proxy contest, the Game of Proxyopoly podcast, we now have a proxy pundit at the door with enough proxies to take on the Proxyopolist Protempore.
Oh, Jackal, as much as I appreciate the contribution of this shedding velvet noise to this fictitious Proxyopoly system, it is once again a reminder to our listeners that there's a proxy pundit at the door with enough proxies to take on the Proxyopolist Protempore.
No need to take a business out of its proper order just yet, Proxy Zero. While we hear the bark of Cerberus Parapus of the Jackals of the General Partner at Large, I'd like to remind our listeners that this week's proxy content is brought to you by the shouting velvet noise of the pig.
Oh, Jackal, this discharge of noise versus signal within this fictitious Proxyopoly system couldn't possibly be a classification as to form a fictitious organization of permanent society, henceforth referred to as Proxyopoly.
Oh, Proxy Zero, while I am not a buzzword czar within the context of this fictitious Proxyopoly system, it's a reminder to all the bulls and bears and betas out there, any proxy pundit can become an amateur Proxyopolist in the Game of Proxyopoly podcast. Ergo, any jackal of the General Partner at Large may call for a motion to suspend the rules.
Oh, I will remind the jackals of the General Partner at Large that they would need to give notice of intent to introduce such a motion to require such notice if they really wanted to take our business out of its proper order.
Oh, Proxy Zero, it pains me to hear the jackals of the General Partner at Large bark their Cerberus Parapus unanswered. Ergo, it compels me to now consult the proprietary quantitative algorithm.
Oh, jackals! The proprietary quantitative algorithm prevents me from declining the Proxyopoly contest. What are your terms, Proxy?
Hello, listeners. My name is irrelevant and immaterial. But worth noting, I am the proprietary quantitative algorithm of this fictitious Proxyopoly system. And this notice is to hereby give notice of the Jackal's intent to procure proxy content within the proxy contest of this fictitious proxy contest.
And when he says all of these things,
If you are still listening, in this fake ad segue, it is a reminder that any proxy pundit can become an amateur Proxyopolist by contributing proxy content to the link tree via the Contact Proxyopoly option on the link tree. And once again, that is linktree/NASCAR.
Thanks, proprietary quantitative algorithm. And while I usually don't like to chime in on these fake ad segues that we do in the Game of Proxyopoly podcast, it is a reminder to the Proxyopolist at home that any proxy pundit can become an amateur Proxyopolist by contributing proxy content on the link tree by selecting the Contact Proxyopoly option.
And to the Proxyopolist at home, wondering what the limit or extent of the proxy content may be within the proxy context of this fictitious proxy contest, then we once again found on the link tree at linktree/NASCAR.
Having now entered a transitory state of this fake ad segue within the context of this fictitious Proxyopoly system, the proprietary quantitative algorithm now yields to the hosts of the Game of Proxyopoly podcast to open the door for further absurdist deliberations of corporate buzzwords. There's a proxy pundit at the door with enough proxies to take on the Proxyopolist Protempore. There's a proxy pundit at the door with enough proxies to take on the Proxyopolist Protempore. There's a proxy pundit at the door with enough proxies to take on the Proxyopolist Protempore.
Are you a proxy pundit at the door with enough proxies to take on the Proxyopolist Protempore? Well, I'm Proxy Zero, Proxyopolist Protempore of Cloud Corp International Holdings Incorporated, and I welcome all aspiring amateur Proxyopolists to participate in the Game of Proxyopoly podcast by submitting proxy content to the link tree. I hear the bark of Cerberus Paribus.
Ah, Proxy Zero, I hear it too. That's the call of the jackals of the general partner at large, summoning their proxy pundits. So, Proxyopolists at home, ask yourselves, do you have the proxy content to back the proxy context as a proxy pundit within the context of this fictitious Proxyopoly system?
And prior to any incidental motions to suspend the rules within the fictitious Proxyopoly system go into effect, we would like to remind the Proxyopolist at home that I am the Proxyopolist Protempore, and this has been a fake ad segue.
The most likely scenario in terms of all these laws and figured out here. What's going to happen?
Ergo, all aspiring proxy pundits can submit their dissident proxy solicitations on the link tree when contacting Proxyopoly, or if you have enough assets to be getting proxies in this fictitious settlement of scores, become a Patreon today on the Ego Pro, Ergo Pro, or Pro Zero subscription tiers. I'm the Jackal of Trades, signing off on this fake ad segue.
Fake ad segue music ends. Proprietary quantitative algorithm will fix time to motion discharge of the general partner at large.